When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Now I have a full 10 ranks of impervious.
Damn, boy. That's a lot of impervious.
If I remember correctly, that just means I can up to level 5 damage effects I ignore. Which
Right,
is
so basically most people with most mundane weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that
That's
makes
what I'm
sense.
sitting on.
Except like a really big guy with a sword.
Yes.
Then you gotta be scared.
Or a really big guy with his fist.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Or an ordinary guy with a cybernetic arm.
That guy knew what he was doing. It's not my fault.
Just some guy. Ah. Okay.
Oh, that's right, we still gotta catch up to the two greatest minions ever at some point. don't
Yes.
we?
Mega.
They so have to become D-list supervillains, recurring.
Yeah.
Somehow
Like
always escaping or getting away and coming back just to be a pain in our ass.
Oh, jeez. I just realized I even have a name for them once they get their extremely dated costume.
Hmm?
You're gonna have the D-list villains Zigzag and Polka Dot.
No, it was what was it?
No.
Megagoon and Silverware.
Yeah, Megagoon and Silverware.
Say, was that the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon guys?
Does Megagoon just take a pose and go, "It's Goonin' time"?
Yes. Megagoon, his only power is just somehow getting away from anything.
He just has.
What was that superhero movie, the one that Dane Cook was in?
I have no clue.
Where there's the shoveler, the guy who goes invisible when nobody's looking at him,
Shoveler.
guy who gets angry, but really angry, really. And then their mentor figure who cuts guns in half with his mind, and that's literally
Mystery
it.
Men.
The Mystery Men, yeah.
Mystery Men, which was based off of a graphic novel, I believe.
Yeah. I feel like we're just building these D-listers up to be the Mystery Men, It's like silverware. He can throw anything as long as it's silverware.
Yeah, the Blue Raj. Blue Raj.
Yes.
He can throw anything as long as it's this one thing.
He is surprisingly accurate and can actually hurt people as long as he's only throwing silverware.
Yes.
And he gets an attack bonus if it's actual silver.
Yes. Alright. So, as I recall, the last session ended with you outside the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Oh god, my sedan.
My sedan, no!
Oh, that's right, I left that there 120 years ago. Guess nobody ever picked it up, huh?
Walk by, go.
I'm definitely not calling that AAA organization anymore.
That AAA deal. Alright. So, I believe you've come up. It was evening at the time. You could see some static lights off in the distance, and just a deer, which was a bit rattling crap.
Yeah. I've seen him in zoos, but...
but I think you were still downstairs dismantling stuff, and I came up
yeah.
to
I was getting...
No, you came up right afterwards.
Yeah, I was coming because he screamed.
I did not scream. I was very... what's the word? I was struggling to talk over the microphone. It wasn't screaming. I wasn't.
Well, now that you're not struggling to talk, do you want to go pet it?
It ran away, remember?
Yeah, it dashed off.
Well, I mean, it's not like I can't fly after and find it again. I can calm it down, I think.
This giant flaming
what?
pigeon swoops down from the heavens.
Oh no!
Believe it or not, I get along great with animals.
Oh no!
Just scare them enough to where they just kind of go catatonic and pass out.
No, it's just
this could be a fun learning experience.
It's yes, I can speak to animals, but they're all dumb as shit.
I only went with animal empathy. I backtracked on talking to animals.
That is.
It would have been a whole extra point.
A few years ago, he was running a Dragon Quest game, and someone's like, "I finally get the ability to talk to animals," and he's like, "Great!" And so he's like, "I want to talk to my horse." It's like, "Okay, you talk to your horse." It's like, "Hello," I think his name was Gumdrop. He goes, "Gumdrop, how's it going?" But he goes, "Got an apple?" Apple, and all the animals that like, all the domestic stuff were just asking for food.
It's a-
That's all they would do. They would
a-
offer nothing else. They're just like, hey, you gonna eat that? Is that sugar? Can I have that? Just mine, seagull style is great.
Why do I feel like that knife is straight out of the Zone?
But yeah, Scrap, you and me, we could go take another look at the deer. We
I
get
could
you closer.
also
That's
just-
hand forged, and the blacksmith trainer likes to not polish up the hand forged one, so you get that dark scale that stays on it, so you know it's hand forged, not just ground off. But it's interesting. It was an interesting experience. Anyways, enough of that stuff.
The
Alright,
deer.
so the deer. Yes. Scrap will point at you and he'll go, I can also just go home, but I'm already dead. As soon as he passed the wall, that's it. Sorry. You're done. And that's it for me, I guess.
Nah, that stuff's ridiculous. Come on. This is the great outdoors. You know, humans have lived like this thousands of years. A little fresh air won't hurt. In fact, it'll be good for you.
I'm dead. Just radiation and diseases and all kinds of monsters. Like, there's no going back. I'm gonna track it in. They're gonna find me. They're just gonna shoot me in the head.
I think
Hey,
we've
hey,
we've
it's
been through
okay.
worse
You have
problems.
me here with you.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm pretty sure I'm the guy who just demolished a 20-foot tall mega flesh zombie.
Are you going to demolish that? And he kind of gestures with both hands, jazz hand style, back at the city. He goes, I don't want you to do that. I live there.
Right, which is why I'm saying you have nothing to worry about. Nothing
have
out here
everything
can
to
hurt
worry
you while
about.
I'm around.
I'm going to sit here. And I'm going to stand here. And I'm going to kick this rock. Because I'm pretty sure this rock is the same thing as me in about 20 minutes. As soon as the radiation hits. That's it.
When you kick a rock, something small and fuzzy darts out from underneath it.
He just stares at it as it skitters away.
Ooh,
That's normal. That's just how it works out here.
it is most definitely a mouse, isn't it, Fui?
Yes.
Well, I know what
Yes.
I probably know what a rat is. Not so much.
Oh, well, yeah. It's like, oh, it's a discount rat.
It's a discount rat. What is this bitch rat out here? What is this?
Bitch ass rat. No,
Look, I swear, I'm gonna get you some nature if it's the last thing I do. So just, if you don't want to come with me, just wait here and I'll bring it back.
Scrap just kind of shrugs. He's staring at the ground.
Alright.
Alright, so you're gonna...
Arsenal.
Deer expedition.
If he
Arsenal
would with-
is
yeah.
apparently in a conversation. I was just waiting for my chance to.
Oh, okay.
Well, what are you doing when this conversation's going on?
Well, now that I'm back out from underground, I figure I have at least a somewhat decent connection to the internet or the net or whatever they call it here.
Yes,
Okay,
you're
it's like,
you're
okay.
close enough to the wall that all the regular towers can access.
All right. Hey, yeah, I'm having Epic scan, take the images of the things we fought and scan to see if there's been anything reported like this shit before, other than like conspiracy theorist kind of stupid websites. I saw Bigfoot in my sister's bedroom kind of place.
All right, so have Epic make a quick investigation check.
All right. So 1d20 plus 20.
All right, so after spending a little while trawling through all the data, you do encounter a lot of like hoax stuff like that, saying they're like ancient aliens or something. You encounter several old police reports from Privnity up near the north, near the northern glow.
Okay.
And apparently several of those things were found moving underneath the wall around that part of the city, but they were that entire area was torched by local authorities.
Oh boy. And how old is these reports? Like, a couple of months, couple of years, couple decades?
Maybe like 3 years old.
3 years. All right. So I assume all that's taken like about 10 minutes or so. So
Yeah, and so after they like burned and sterilized the area, they bricked off and reinforced that section of the wall.
yeah. So unless you like specifically knock on his armor, you won't get Arsenal's attention for a little while.
Yeah. Wait, so you would be up on the surface as well, though, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I've come back through the I've come up through the tunnel, and it's a little bit off-putting for me out here. But I figure, I've probably been to a zoo once or twice. I've seen a few of the old animals. I've actually traveled between 2 different cities.
Yeah.
And I'm in a sealed system, so.
Yeah. So with the
So if Benjamin wants to get my attention, he's gonna have to like knock on my armor because I'm researching this stuff.
Okay. So I just like just come over and like literally knock on like your shoulder once you like start ignoring me. I'm just like,
Clang.
Arsenal.
What? I'm trying to find out more about those creatures we encountered.
Right. But keep an eye on Scrap while I go find that deer, will ya?
Oh, sure. Doesn't look, other than those lights way out there, doesn't look like anything's dangerous out here.
Well, it looks like it's just a storm, isn't it?
No, he said there was lights, like non-flickering. I can't remember they're flickering or non-flickering lights out in the distance.
they were immobile, non-flickering light.
Okay, it's like maybe seeing houses at a distance, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Well, I'll give that a check out too. So I'm gonna go out and try to find that deer.
Okay, okay. So do you have the tracking advantage?
The which advantage? Tracking? No.
Do you have any skills that you can track?
I have eyes, and I can move far faster than it ever could.
Okay.
I think, like, if this is the impression of what the area is like, with, like, this wide, flat grassland, it should at least be visible.
Yes, it is kind of off in the distance. And once you get high enough, you're able to spot it browsing on some tall grass.
Okay. I'll land, like, a short distance away, create a little sugar cube in my hand, and I'll use my animal empathy to indicate I mean no harm, and I have food for it.
Alright, so when you land, it kind of shoots its head up and its ears prick a little bit, but then when it sees you walking slowly forward in a non-threatening manner with food, it starts, like, cautiously moving towards
Okay.
it. And
I sort of, like, wait patiently for it to get closer, hand out, and when it gets closer to lick, I'll just reach my hand out slowly towards it, give it a pat on its head.
Alright, it flinches a little bit when your hand goes out, but you move slow enough and smoothly enough that it doesn't actually flinch and run away. So it is consuming a sugar cube while you are patting it upon the head.
Okay. And since it's within the bounds of my animal empathy, I'll just indicate to it that I want it to come with me.
When you indicate that, it has finished the last of the sugar cube and it just starts like nosing your hand a little bit.
Alright, if you're so insistent, and I'll just create another one for it too. There'll be plenty more if you come with me.
Alright, so it like devours that one and then gesture and start moving in the direction it starts following you, eyes trained on the hand.
Okay. So I got another one ready, just like leading it along and come back over to our scrap deer in tow. Found your new friend.
So the deer is back. It's got this long tongue just slathering over Benjamin's hand. And it's just it's still got the big old horns. Of course, those are very spiky and for goring, obvious.
Of course, they're absolutely terrifying. It's just a deer, he says. Fuck's a deer.
He's bringing it closer.
Gav just stares, just wide-eyed. Not like
he's just such a
like
cute
Disneyland.
Sweetie. He can't stop licking my hand. It tickles. Get over here.
Oh fuck, he's back.
He's back. Stare into his dead eye.
It's like black, like a doll's eyes. So there's a deer approaching,
I'll use my animal empathy to indicate to the deer, like, they're scared, but they're not threats.
It like looks between you and Scrap. It's like tiny baby man, not a threat. So
I'm staying still because I figure the noises my armor would make would probably scare it off.
oh,
Come
definitely.
here, dear giant metal
Probably
man.
just like staying still. It thinks you're a tree.
Come over here, dear. Clank. Oh no.
Dear, why'd
Come on,
you stand
Scrap.
there?
Okay. So it's going to start approaching you.
There's a deer. This is what they call a deer. And a deer is terrifying. It's not just like some dog or a posse of rats or whatever else they have in Mega City.
Yeah.
This thing is alien as all get out. He's got 4 legs.
Fluffy, pet it.
That is not Fluffy. Do you think? And I look at him. I look him dead in the eyes. And go, if I yell, can I make him go away?
Please don't. Here, just give him the sugar cube.
That's as good as a yes.
So I'm gonna take a sugar cube. I'm gonna like throw it in Scrap's direction. Just give him this. We'll eat it right out of your hand.
Shoot! Like they kind of go, like he has an idea, and he's going to catch it, and he's going to kind of like dangle it, like kind of like a. You know, he had to razzle a dog. You kind of put your both hands out and like kind of do that, but only with one hand, right in front of the deer, just like, and he's just gonna throw it.
It's like in the bush.
No, he's just gonna fucking like hurl this thing. Make sure the deer sees it because he knows that it's stupid. And then,
Okay, so what is your strength?
10.
Sugar cube in orbit.
I'm just gonna look up. How,
I believe 10 on rings is like 4 miles.
4 miles away.
I was very curious about this earlier, by the way.
Yeah. So I think the
Yep, 4 miles. Look at that.
It goes away. You throw the sugar cube and then it lights on fire briefly. And then it just passed out of eye shot. It's just gone.
Benjamin just sort of stares at you for a moment, summons up another sugar cube, and just lands it straight on your forehead.
I thought it would. You know what? That's it. I'm done. Scrap is going to stand up, and he's going to just kind of like, I don't want to punch the deer because even though it is an abomination against nature.
Do you stand up quickly though?
Yeah, I just like a lot of like quick movements.
Then it's gonna like skitter backwards a good like 10.
What?
It's gonna skitter backwards a good 10 feet. Then stand up.
Oh, what? That didn't take much.
No, deer.
It's just a deer.
From what I read
before, it grazes.
You brought the deer here for some reason. I just want to go home. But then you said, no, look at this terrifying abomination from, what do they call it?
It's cute. Look at it.
Cute. I will. And then he picks up a rock. And he doesn't throw it at the deer, but he throws it near the deer.
It like,
get out of here. Go on.
Whacks into the ground nearby, and it's gonna turn tail and run.
Breaks the sound barrier as it is. He throws it.
Yeah, it's like sonic boom from the rock.
Makes a crater.
It like blasts a giant crater in the ground. It's like you're all covered in slag. But
well, I was going to say, those houses in the distance, somewhere one of those houses in the distance gets hit on the side with a blob of caramel. The sugar cube through.
Melted sugar. No, it's like throws rock, windows shatter. Sonic boom. All right. So as you guys are working on this deer,
I would like to suggest a hero point for focusing on my relationship to Scrap and trying to get him to experience more nature.
I would say that, yes, that is a hero point, especially since Scrap did not like that.
Yeah. You did it anyway, you're like, hey, this will be funny.
Also,
this is a learning experience.
Also, hero point for Scrap for being very in character.
Yay.
And facing his fears, if only briefly.
Yes.
He made me face my fears.
There was no way to not face the fears. All right. So everybody, make a perception check as the deer moves in distance. Oh, I should have shrank it until it disappeared.
It's okay. We all knew what you were trying to do. Yeah, buddy.
Damn, boy. All
Toy
right.
just checking out like fucking deer. What is this?
Yeah, it's like, wow, look at this grass. But you, two of you just don't hear anything. You're too concentrated on A, the deer, B, the general state of the world. But Arsenal and Scrap hear the low thrum of a hover drive coming from the direction of the wall.
Scrap
Like
spins on
in
his heels.
in the direction of like where one of the gates in the wall is, or
Yes.
okay. And how far are we from a gate?
Maybe like a kilometer or so.
All right.
Oh.
I don't have super magnification, but I got to have a times 10, so I try to zoom in some and see what if I can see. Is it leaving? Is it approaching?
It looks like it is leaving one of the gates and is approaching along the road that you guys are near. It appears to be painted black and white, and it looks like some sort of armored truck.
Any specific markings on it?
It has what looks like it looks kind of like the background of the paramedic symbol, where it's like two crossed X's,
Okay.
but it is red.
Hmm.
And make a, I guess it's not really wise, insight, intelligence.
Connected.
Would that be?
Yeah.
Let's see here. What was it? My well-informed to if he tells me what it is, can I do a well-informed check on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. That is.
Kinda
I'll
wonder
go ahead and
what,
do one of those too.
what paramedics you've been looking at.
Yeah, I'm connected as well, so
Mm-hmm.
Investigation.
not well. I mean, not the well. I know there's connected,
Well
and
informed.
but I'm
Mhm.
connected, so and
Oh.
contacts.
Probably have to like actually call somebody out. It's like, hey, these
Oh,
like
okay.
weird
All
like
right.
like double red X
Like-
people. I don't know what's going on
Right.
here.
What'd you say you wanted me
a
to-
favor? Oh, I know a guy.
What is it you wanted me to roll to see if I knew him?
Maybe insight if you don't have anything else that's related.
I got that.
Insight. All right, it's not too hard to figure out. Although you don't see any of the people around them, it is the Ordrist symbol.
Ah,
So you have all the other times you see them on like people's lapels, and generally their weird look kind of distracts from the actual symbol.
yeah. So I take a few minutes to look out there. We got an armored Ordrist truck heading in our direction.
Say, Arsenal, you want to go back through the tunnels and tell the people of that neighborhood that they have nothing to fear anymore from this terrible group, and I'll deal with these guys?
Why don't we can just all leave. We can all leave. That's a great idea. Good idea.
We could
That is a
do
great
that,
idea.
but I'm not sure whether or not we should say anything about the creatures we found, because according to the reports from 3 years ago, the last time they found these things, they did a complete burn of the area. And it kind of
Well-
implies they burnt more than just the creatures.
I mean, it's the Ordress, really.
No, it wasn't Ordress that. It wasn't Ordress that.
No. I get you saying. I'm saying that the area belongs to the Ordress.
Uh,
Oh no.
Well, ultimately, what I'm saying is I don't think there are enemies at the moment, and I'd at least like to talk to them if they're heading our way.
well, if we've got Ordress coming here, they're going to be connected to the ones in the other side too. So, kill two birds with one stone by just talking one group.
If you want.
Either way, you didn't see me, and Scrap's going to not climb down the ladder, but he's going to be in the hole, kind of down a few rungs, just waiting.
Maybe stick with Scrap.
Like
I said, go flaunt your victory. That's the hero thing to do. Tell everyone about it.
From far away, just you're like, I'm fine. It's no big deal. Just I'm gonna wait right here.
Did you actually move away from the microphone?
If anything goes wrong, you just let me know.
All right. Move over, Scrap. I'm gonna at least go down. And I'll just fly down and I'll go all the way to the bottom.
So that does leave me up top to greet and talk to the people approaching.
Assuming they didn't have binoculars and watched two of us disappear into the...
Just jump into the ground.
So
But I'm not going too far because A, he might need our help, and B, I don't fancy running into more of those things by myself.
Yes. So as you're standing out there, the truck's going to come by, and I just gonna be like standing on the on the side of the road.
Yeah, since it seems to be coming towards me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so I just sort of wait there, and I'm definitely in the costume everyone has seen, so...
Oh,
definitely look very observable at the very least.
Yes.
Very distracting.
So the Origins are going to drive by. They're going to kind of go past you at speed. They're going to stop, and then they're going to back up. And one of the windows is going to roll down, and you're going to see one of the people commonly known as the speakers lean out. They're one of these bald fellows. He's going to kind of peer out at you, and he's like, hello? Are you all right?
Evening, friend. Well, it looks like you guys are off in a hurry.
Well, yes. Are you from Knoxtown?
I'm from many places, but I think you and your friends might be most interested to know of the exit of a smuggling tunnel that a few of your compatriots might have been looking for earlier.
Oh, those blasted libertarians.
Yes.
Looking for the exit for a number of days. You've done us a service. Mind
I'm
letting
always
us...
glad to be of help to the community.
Yes, of course, of course. Excellent quality to have.
We've done our part already and rid them of their smuggled materials. But I should warn that you should be careful. There might be other things afoot. Some very strange creatures lately.
Strange creatures, you say? Did it look anything like this? And he's going to hold up a tablet with
A deer.
a deer. It looks like a deer. No, he holds it up and it looks like a raccoon. No, he holds it up and it is like a blurry Bigfoot-esque photograph that looks somewhat similar to the large creature you saw.
I'll go ahead and nod. Indeed, I believe I saw that downstairs in their smuggling tunnel. I don't think any of them made it out alive encountering it.
It's like, oh, excuse me if I don't shed any tears, but you've done a good thing letting us know where this entrance was, as well as any of the unsavory beings that might be down. Please accept this token of our thanks. He's going to lean out the car window and give you a small satchel.
Ooh, thank you very much. It's very generous of you.
It's full of religious pamphlets.
Yeah, I'll just take a peek, like, what kind of stuff is in this?
It is actually money.
Oh, huh.
It's like we hold a small fund for productive members of the community, such as yourself.
Ah, fantastic. I'll look to spread this around to the people who may have been I'm trying to think of the proper words here. Blah, blah, blah. I'll look to see and spread this around the neighborhood where those libertarians must have been terrorizing the citizens there. They could surely use the boost.
It's like, you truly are a virtuous character.
Thank you.
We wish we had more converts willing to do good as you.
Well, for now, my name is Firebrand. I'm just glad to be of service.
Firebrand, eh? Well, we hope to see more of your work in the future. And he's going to hold out a hand.
I will gladly shake.
Right? His even though he looks kind of frail, his grip is actually quite tight.
Ooh, very interesting. They aren't giving off any sort of divine feeling in my awareness field, are they?
Well, in fact, the guy that you're shaking hands with has similar auras to that of a priest.
Well, that makes perfect sense, really.
So you
There
feel
might
like a
be
little
something
bit of
to
a
it.
divine spark in him, but it is not similar to any divinity you have encountered before.
Right, he's not. He's, like you said, he's just a priest. There might be something real to this stuff. That gives me a good feeling. Or a weird feeling. You never know. Rivals and all.
Yeah.
So,
So,
glad
so
to
the,
meet your acquaintance.
he's gonna go like gonna kind of look around. He's like, "Do you need a lift back to the city? Unfortunately, we're not going that way, but you could accompany us to Knoxtown. I'm sure if we encounter any more of these Children of Liberty folks, you could maybe assist us."
What's happening in Knoxtown?
Well, it is a out-of-wall settlement. Bunch of backwards farmers, I'm afraid, but we're trying to bring them back to the safety of the city walls, but they seem quite reluctant once those Children of Liberty got a hold of their ears.
Well, it's simply the way people are sometimes. You stay where you live. But, perhaps if I were to go grab my associates, we could all go together.
Ah, associates, huh? Were these the people that helped you clear out these tunnels?
That would be correct.
Well, he like looks around. Well, where are they?
Well, I believe they're a bit skittish. If you don't mind, I'll go fetch them.
Of course.
And I'll go, like, back to the tunnel, like, lift up the hatch and, like, bang on. It's like, they don't bite.
Yeah,
In fact, it looks like they're heading out to meet the Libertarians.
Both
over in
bad people,
Knoxtown.
both bad places. Ugh. Did you talk to him? What'd you say? You said you tell him to fuck off, right?
No, in fact, they were incredibly happy to hear of our work, and, more than happy to, well, dump a whole bunch of money on us.
You didn't.
And I just, like, wave the satchel, like, at, Scrap a little bit.
Okay, well that's a good. That's one thing on the good list. Did you tell him your name?
Well, I told them the name I wanted to give them.
Was it fuck off? That's a good name. I usually say that to him.
No, Firebrand.
Ah.
Old marketing term, maybe you'll look it up. Anyway.
And you know they're probably looking at you right now, so
I know, they can see us, and I, like, literally turn and, like, wave at them.
like, you told them about us.
Right,
Yeah,
because I'm thinking perhaps we go with them and handle this libertarian thing that's, that they're going off to deal with.
So what was the point of sending me away if you're just going to tell them where I was here?
Shrug.
Well, that was in
like,
case things didn't go well, but in this case, they did.
All right.
Okay. If anybody asks, my name is
Shorty.
Jeffrey. No, you will shut up. Jeffrey. Jeff. My name's Jeff, and that's it. Don't tell him anything else.
All right, Jeff with one F.
No, it's Jeff spelled Jephph.
Jeff.
Jeff.
No, Geof. That I always say. Yeah.
Jeff.
I always pronounce it Geoff. Yes, even though it's
all right.
It's Jeff.
Fine.
Make up your
sir,
mind.
Are you gonna come up then?
Well, I gotta wait for him to get out of his way, unless he wants to get scorched.
I mean, I could take it, but I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. And he'll clamber out, and he'll do the whole like I'm watching you, like 2 fingers on the eyes and 2 fingers at them, kind of moving at the car.
If you feel extra shy, do you want a mask?
Listen, if anything goes wrong, I can destroy the car.
That doesn't sound very friendly, but well.
And then of course, after I'm pretty sure Scrap's clear, I come blasting out. Not full speed, but you know, it's still pretty obvious.
You're not using the ladder. That's for peasants.
Well, it's also I have a decent amount of articulation in the armor, but you know, trying to go up the ladder in this metal can literally wouldn't work that well. So it's just easier to go up and down the up and down with the thrusters.
So when you exit, the speaker seems quite impressed with your entrance. Says, you must be the Miss Vigilante who stopped that auction massacre.
We were involved, yes.
Oh, for fuck's.
Well, it's quite an interesting development seeing you two here. And who is that? And he points at Scrap.
Ah, this is our friend and companion, Jeff. Or is it
Jeff?
Geoff? I forget how to pronounce that.
Jeff, Geoff, whatever whatever you need to say, it's no big deal.
Does he have a family name?
I'm afraid they're all dead. I'll look down, slightly despondently. That's clear deception roll right there.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, but that's you don't know that. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
So,
is me just covered your butt. Plus 10 if they think I'm attractive. But it works anyway.
okay. Okay. So, yeah, he sees to take it, and he puts and shakes his head. Says, terrible shame. Terrible shame. Too many children on the street. No structure, rhyme, or reason for their life. Shame.
Yeah, it sucks. Scrap says as he kind of glances around. Goes, okay, so we go in somewhere. Heard something about a ride.
Over to Nox, I believe they said.
Nox. That's outside the walls, is it?
Yes indeed, I think. Just down that way? This should probably be something I maybe know from being connected or well-informed, I suppose.
Yes, so there are several settlements outside the wall. Often they trade with some of the communities around the perimeter of Megacity 4, but they're often looked down upon quite a bit, and none of the regular authorities from inside the Megacity have much bearing on how they operate. But you never heard of Knoxtown. It seems like a rather small,
tiny place.
Are most of them farm communities to help feed the city, or just individual little survivalist kind of places?
They can't really match the food production of the vertical farm in the city, so they just kind of farm for themselves.
Subsistence farming,
and as well as sitting on top of any mineral deposits that might be outside the walls that they can get access to, which is actually what they trade most of the time.
Good plan.
For example, you might have a town based on a vein of tungsten that they can sell for anything that.
Pretty nice.
All right, well.
Yeah, Firebrand's getting into the car.
All right, so they back up.
I'll follow in the air.
So the back opens up, and there are several people in the back of the truck, maybe 10 or 12. The majority of them look like the Ordris, what you know as retainers, which are these looking gentlemen who wield swords for some godforsaken reason. They seem to be in the back. They kind of glance at you, come in, and then look back down at the floor. But the rest of them seem to be they're wearing the same kind of garb, but they seem to be unarmed and look like they're there for a humanitarian role.
Okay, cool. So they had a plan here. It looks like they probably have supplies in this vehicle too.
Yeah, they have several crates up in the back. But
nice.
You got your divine. Wait. Oh. What? You can sense that one of the people is a little bit off, but it's a familiar offness.
Right, the imbued by following the divine feeling, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's getting more and more familiar around these guys.
Yeah.
But on the ride, as was my intention, I'm going to just chat them up, be friends, hey, what's your name? What's yours? What do you like? How long you been doing this? What do you think that your organization's beliefs are? How well do you follow them? And stuff like that. Just, be nice, chattable, and make friends.
Yeah. So these guys, once you get talking to them, especially the more aid focused people, they like once you get them going, they seem fairly normal. they do seem kind of like weirdly like clipped in some of their language, and they do seem to be very dedicated to what they're doing out here. But for all that you can glean, they're just out to bring people outside the wall back in. And most of them seem like they genuinely care about these people's safety.
Right. I'll try to get the impression on like what their plans on if they say no. It looks like they brought plenty of supplies at the very least.
So one of the people in the back seems to be in charge. She says that their plan is, if they refuse to cooperate, is to make sure there's no Children of Liberty influence on them, then to give them these supplies to tide them over, give them a little bit of time to think, and then they're going to come back with more vehicles and execute a forced removal for their own good use.
What do you think it would take for them to just be safe out here if they want to stay?
Oh, impossible. She shakes her head. It's like there's too many dangers. You have the mutant wildlife, you have the radiation storms, chemical leftovers from some of the weapons dropped here. It's a nightmare. I'm sure that an area this small and this isolated could possibly withstand the awful conditions. She like gestures around, but you're inside a van, very small windows, so it's not
Right.
giving you much of an impression. Around here, it's just the insecurity of life is not ideal.
Still, I'll be interested in talking to them and seeing what led them out here, why they want to stay. I think
Yes.
maybe one way or another we can help them even if they choose not to go.
Yes. Well, that's certainly a very noble ideal, but we'll see. You got kind of like shrug.
Okay. I think that's good enough for the moment.
Meanwhile, I'm kind of flying circuits, probably about 100 feet or so up, just kind of exploring a little bit, but not getting too far away from the car.
Mm.
Yeah, you could probably outrun just like the base vehicle speed. It's only like a 6 vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, it's a hover car, so you could actually just do like giant spirals like under the car and just keep going.
Yeah. But Ben, as you're in there speaking, there is that strange, odd person in the corner. But of course, most of the people are just wearing the same goggles, render their eyes like completely white. But around the edges of one of these, make a perception check.
Okay. Let's see what my +2 digs up. Ah,
So you could be wrong, but you might see a slight bluish, whitish glow coming around one of their goggles.
I've been talking to everyone. Did I get like his name and his story a little bit?
Well, do you want to approach him?
Oh, absolutely.
Alrighty.
What about you?
Me?
What do you say, Hittori?
Oh.
Oh, nothing. I'm not actively controlling them.
Oh, you just mind reading. Right?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what these people were thinking. I was hopping in there when he was talking to them through the window before he went and got everybody. Because I wanted to know if these guys were up to no good, but it doesn't matter now. Now apparently they're up to plenty of good and mass murder or whatever.
So what you can glean is through this is somewhat similar to what the project leader has said, but the person that you're personally inhabiting does have a bit of a distaste for people outside the walls. Seems to be a bit backwards and barbaric. So obviously not all sunshine and rainbows, but he's not malicious.
Just prejudiced.
Yes. Yes. Change settings here so I can good. Because I think I'm saying some of the stuff quietly. It's not going through. So just there we go. Okay. So Wait, is your mind reading linked to possession?
Yeah.
Okay. So Benumses is speaking to you as you're kind of rifling through this guy's brain.
Right, but like I said, I'm not actively controlling him.
Right. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually lead him through some questions so that some thoughts come to the surface.
Okay, yeah.
Because I definitely recognize the Hitomi here, Hitori.
He seems to be somewhat distracted while he's answering your questions. Like he's kind of in like a little bit of a daze.
Right, right. So I'm giving him focus on this instead of the "what's happening to me" question he could be asking himself.
Yes.
So I do that, distract him a little bit, and help try to push up any questions if I can.
So what kind of questions are you asking?
Oh, it's sort of the same thing as everyone else. What do you guys intend to do? All that. It's like, what are your feelings on all of this?
Yes.
What would you like to have happen out here? All that.
So he kind of like parrots the project leader's thoughts initially, but then he's like, but if you ask me, it's kind of a waste of time. These guys are never going to come back. Honestly,
It's
I
very
think
possible.
they like it too much out here. They don't want to be, don't want any structure. They're not really interested in contributing to the greater good of the city. They just stand
I
for
can
themselves, if you ask
understand.
me. Very
People can be
ignorant.
stubborn.
Eh.
So how did you get involved in all of this? And I'll just sort of like start asking them some questions about like their initiations and their going arounds and this particular person's experience with that.
Mm.
Because I could definitely rile up interesting memories if there are anything interesting to find.
Yes. So what he tells you is that he was a street child who wasn't very was kind of in and out of juvie, was not very not the most tasteful upbringing, but was actually removed from the foster system once he was put in there by a speaker who kind of indoctrinated him into the uh, so it's not religion, into the organization.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all he divulges from saying it, but through the mind reading, you can tell that this Ordrist was not perfect. Like, he did use like physical punishment to discipline the like very numerous people he took out of the system. Like he had like 12 kids at one point, and he did drive him hard, and it's obvious this guy didn't really like him that much, but he signed on heavily with Ordrist. And that guy is no longer in his life anymore. He's like distanced himself from him. He's gone to a different part of the city.
Hmm. Well, I
Mhm.
listen to his story and I'm polite and I just, ask basic questions and obviously, like, don't press too far.
Yeah.
But I just make conversation and, of course, after trying to get that little bit of out, I just sort of move along and keep talking with everyone. Keep everyone happy and distracted for the drive.
Mhm. Once you get to the retainers in the back with the swords, they like are brick walls. They don't speak to you at all. It's kind of creepy. They like look at you, but it's almost like they look through you, and then they just go back to sharpening their sword or taking a drink from a canteen.
Okay. I'm definitely getting the soldierish vibe up them, so I just, like, ask the others who are clearly far more talkative, it's like, so why are they all so quiet? And think questions like that.
It's like, oh, retainers. Those are you know, those are the authority around most of our compounds. They keep us safe. They keep everybody, on the straight and narrow. Bit gruff at times, but that's what you get. They're very dedicated to the cause. And like when he says that, some of the other analysts kind of like and like nod their heads a little bit.
I see.
And but when they do that, one of the retainers like sticks his sword into the like floor of the van very suddenly, and they'll kind of like instantly stop doing that, and then he's gonna take it out and go back to sharpening it.
That can't be good for the vehicle.
Yes. But
Okay.
after a while and talking with these people, a little hatch is gonna slide out at the front of the truck, and the speaker's gonna lean back in, and he's like, "All right, people, we've arrived. Let's get this stuff unloaded." And the back door is gonna open up, and you're gonna find yourself in it looks like a small walled town. And this actually looks like it looks fairly normal for what a late 21st century town would look like, except you can definitely see about 3/4 up on the low buildings, there's this line, and everything below it's like tinged slightly green.
Ooh.
So obviously the flood water has come through here. Mm-hmm. And
so like green as in like just it's got some algae or something that is growing there or something like that, or
yes,
some sort of scum.
It looked like algae or pond scum or something like that, but it is completely dry now, and you can see that there are several people like trying to scrape it, but obviously they're not really putting any effort into it. It's not doing too much.
Okay.
And the general layout of this town, it looks fairly normal, like a downtown. Well, not like a downtown, like a small town main drag.
Right, it's got like one main road, a whole bunch of offshoots.
Yeah, and around the entire thing, there's like a low steel and metal wall.
Mm-hmm.
And outside the wall, you can see several smokestacks that are currently pumping. And most of the people gathered around the van are in like coveralls that are stained with like chemicals and some dust.
Oof. Okay.
So some sort of production facility around here.
Yeah.
So when I get out of the car, I'm gonna just, go towards the speaker and just follow him on his duties and go, "So, who are we here to talk to?"
Well, this town uses a council to decide most of its decisions. It's a fairly efficient system. Unfortunately, it's hard to get anything done when you have 8 people trying to make decisions. But nonetheless, we shall try to convince them to put their livelihood in our hands.
Ah, I see. I'd definitely like to see this and be there to hear it.
Yes, quite. Although I'm sure it won't be as fascinating as a lot of your other antics, I'm sure. And he's going to.
Always best to never compare.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to
Everything's
start.
a new experience.
Yeah. And he's going to start moving towards a somewhat dilapidated-looking town hall building. Now, Scrap and Arsenal, what will you be doing when this is happening?
The entire car ride, Scrap was, I hate to say it, but he was away. He was in a corner. He was as far away from these people as he possibly could be.
Right, I imagine like you're like one of the corners and I'm like in the seat adjacent to it, just like completely obscuring you from view from everyone else.
Like he's keeping his eye on them. He knows what they do. Creepy bastards.
Mm-hmm.
So when everyone piles off, you see Firebrand go, "Hey, buddy, I want to go talk to the people." He's like, "Oh man, these people are screwed." Can't.
And for you in the corner, when people start piling out and you actually become visible to the rest of the car, when you like step out, you can see that one of the retainers was staring at you.
That's fine. He can stare all he wants as long as he doesn't fucking talk to me.
Yeah. Well, these guys don't seem to talk.
That's good. Hate these guys. Jesus, they're creepy. Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna go off and talk to the person. Rapid just kind of. He's realized he hasn't died yet. He's been checking his pulse semi-regularly. He can't really feel it through the gloves, but it's the placebo effect. He's trying.
Yeah.
And he's like, I haven't died yet, and I haven't been eaten by mutated wildlife. I haven't I don't know. He's kind of mumbling to himself. He's kind of checking off all the rumors that he was told all throughout his life about not going outside.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not gonna follow them into the town hall, but he's gonna take a nice walk around the town. He knows he can stop most things that would try and stop him. So he's not gonna like walk into any buildings and go, hey, how's it going? But he's gonna see what life is like on the outside.
Mm-hmm. So the low walls surrounding most of the central town does provide some small comfort. They're nothing like the walls that you're used to, but it's something. And everybody around here seems to either work in a mine or services people working in a mine. So there are a lot of very rugged personages around.
I got it. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
All right. So that's good. He like I said, he's gonna be doing laps, sort of
Okay.
checking out the place.
So there's like a general store, a very disused looking hotel. And looks like there's a bit of a market right now. It looks like it's around like dinner time. So people are going to be eating some street meat out there, and they're going to be shooting you some glances because it's obvious everybody knows everybody in this town, and you're a bit out of place considering you're not an ordrist.
But yo, did you say street meat?
There's street meat.
Oh hell yeah! This is a good day now. This is a good place. I like this place. I will sample the market because I have money now.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a great big satchel right now.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be doing that. That's what Scrap is going to be doing.
Mm-hmm. So, in the meantime, Arsenal.
Well, like I said, I had been just kind of exploring a little bit as I was following the truck, just kind of seeing what's out here, because I didn't get to see a whole lot on my trip across the pond, so to speak.
Yes.
I had to go budget because, well, I didn't want people to know I was going.
Yes.
And then when we get to the place, I'm thinking, having an armored individual down there would probably not be conducive to whatever exactly is going on. So instead of trying to make a huge scene, sorry, I had a cough drop.
To be fair, there are guys with swords down there.
Yeah, but low tech stands out less than high tech.
That's actually debatable in this scenario.
I'd be noticing a guy a lot more if he was brandishing a sword.
Than somebody walking around in an Iron Man suit.
I don't know, maybe. It's like, dude, that guy's a freak. He's got a sword. Watch out.
Anyways,
yeah.
my character's curious about what kind of production they're doing here, so he's gonna stay up in the air and out of immediate line of sight, so to speak. I mean, obviously there's gonna be noise. I'm gonna attract some attention. I'm just kind of swoop around, look at the production facilities, try and figure out exactly see if I can get an idea of what they're making.
Mm-hmm.
Just general curiosity.
So it looks like there's a strip mine and several different refineries.
Mm-hmm.
And from the layout, you can assume that it's some sort of precious metal that they're harvesting out of the earth.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have expertise in chemistry, so if I can see what kind of chemicals are in the storage or being moved around, can I get an idea of what kind of metal that they're pulling out and whether or not they're using the most efficient process?
Sure, make a check for me.
All right.
I'm sure at the very least you'd notice the smokestacks and go, well, those could be more EPA compliant.
Yes. So it looks like they're extracting lithium.
Lithium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's a reasonably efficient method, a bit archaic, but
yeah. But still, consider the location and what's available, it's probably about as efficient as you could get.
Yes, the logistics to support a more advanced facility would be unbelievable.
Yeah, but if it was something that was obviously, if they just added this, it would be so much better. Then I'd be worried about it. But if it's just like this, well, there's nothing I can really do. Any ideas I can give them to make it better. So I guess I'm kind of just swooping around in general. I've not been outside, so
Yeah.
You know, there's supposed to be mutant animals and that sort of stuff, so I'm kind of looking for that. I'm generally exploring, but I never get more than like a few minutes top flight speed outside of town.
Yeah. All right. And finally, Hattori. So you've poked around in that guy's brain, and you've got any information you might have about their mission locked away.
Just to clarify something, my mind reading is cumulative.
Yes.
So given any amount of time, I can get down to his subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just his surface thoughts, so
Yes.
you don't have to talk to them to get them to think something.
Mm-hmm. So what
Firebrand doesn't know that.
Are you going
Right.
to continue looking for something specific?
I mean, how long does the car ride take?
Just maybe like half an hour.
I'm exploring half an hour of this guy's life.
All right, so seems to be somewhat bitter towards the world in general, considering his poor upbringing, but seems to have kind of thrown himself into the Ordrist scene to kind of distance himself from, I guess, uncertainty, seeing as he's spent most of his life either, behind bars or on the streets where he's living like hand to mouth. So he's a bit bitter about all that, and that's the bitterness is what's driving him to work with these guys.
Okay. Yeah, just imagine that if I was in your memory, I would be reading it like a Wikipedia. You click from one article to the next. Maybe not exactly in random order, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So after a little while, you have a fairly good idea about what this guy's about.
Okay. I guess when we arrive, I'm gonna fly out of him.
All right. So as you move out of him, you kind of like click love life. It's a stub. Sad, but probably true.
Unfortunate.
So as you move out of him, it kind of like lurches. He's like, "Oh, what?" Kind of like whacks himself in the forehead for a second to clear his head, and then like realizes where he is, grabs a couple of boxes, and starts heading out with the rest of the people. He seems to just think he had like a lapse in concentration.
And the place he got trained was here?
He was trained at one of the Ordrist outposts in Cote Noire, which was a very clean, sterile, mathematically constructed building.
Okay, and this is the place that they're trying to get people to evacuate from? Or leave, rather?
Yes, they're trying to get people to leave from here to the city.
And did he know who was in charge here?
Yes, he knew about the council. They were all given a somewhat brief briefing by the speaker, but they're along for the ride, mostly to like improve relations with the people here, run some tests, and deliver supplies.
Right, but I mean, would he know where the council was?
Would he know where they were?
Yeah, where they meet, that sort of thing?
He wouldn't know where they were meeting. That's the speaker's job.
Okay. I'm gonna assume the speaker is the one that crit.
Yes. He's the one I rolled for.
Alright, I guess I'm just gonna fly off towards a building that looks like it's gonna have people in it.
Alright. So as that's going on, Benumzis, you and the speaker start heading up the stairs. This building is like, he like turns to you and it's like, for the purposes of this introduction, I wonder if you could wear something a little less. He looks you up and down, loud.
Well, if you insist. I do like making an entrance, but, well, perhaps little subtleties do. And I will go ahead and create a suit on the fly. Just casual business suit.
Assless chaps. Beautiful.
Yeah, with the dangly leather bits and all,
Hell yeah.
Arrows pointing straight down the trail. But no, casual business suit.
So he's going to So you're gonna do that, and he's gonna kind of like stare at you for a little bit, and he's like, "Ah, you're one of those," and he's not gonna elaborate further.
I'm just gonna like raise a little eyebrow for a bit, but well, obviously we have something busy to do first, so let's go get busy.
Yes. Let's go get busy.